The first thing he noticed was how fluffy the interior of the bread was, which was immediately fouled up with the crunchy exterior. What made the crisp exterior of the bread taste even better was how there was a taste of different seasoning contained inside. His mouth was experiencing a sensation of taste that he didn't think was possible with just bread. Before he even realized it, James had already finished chewing the bread and swallowed. Next to him, Sam was casually eating the bread as he dipped it into the butter. Everyone else was also enjoying the delicious taste of the bread, though their reaction was more subdued compared to James. Excited to try the butter, James ripped off another piece of the bread and dipped it into the rich, creamy butter. With how soft it was, the butter clung to the fluffy interior as though wanting to be eaten together. Without taking a single moment more, James stuffed the bread into his mouth. The bread by itself tasted amazing, but the butter adds another dimension to it. James thought to himself as he savored the rich, creamy flavor. There was a feeling of contentment slowly spreading throughout James's body as he enjoyed the bread while occasionally taking a sip from the numerous drinks. Maya, next to him, was like a ravenous animal, devouring the bread in front of her. She had a large grin on her face as she happily ate the food. When she finished eating all the bread in front of her, Maya sighed in happiness. "I can't believe that this meal is going to get any better than that." Laughing, Sam said, "You'll be pleasantly disappointed when you get to try the other dishes. Another nice part is that they'll refill your bread bowl, so even if you just kept eating it, you'll get more." Maya's eyes opened wide in surprise. "Really? I can just keep eating that delicious bread?" Sam nodded, still laughing at Maya's innocent reaction. "The meal comes with unlimited bread. It's due to how the bread does a great job at both providing energy, but also not letting your body become overwhelmed with the meal." Celine spoke up from where she was sitting next to Adam and Raul. "I also doubt the ingredients are difficult for the guild to gather, so it's not a large expense to make it unlimited. This is the same with the butter. They also have a nice oil that you can dip your bread into if you want to try that," Raul added to Celine's words. "It has a different flavor compared to the butter, a bit milder." Hearing that there was something other than the butter, James looked at Maya and grinned. Maya was also happy to know that there were more things they could experience. Even if there was no need to worry about the cost of the food, it was great to know delicious items were already included in the meal to enhance the experience. Finishing the last of the bread, James looked around to see if there were any guild workers that he could ask to fill his bread bowl and ask about the oil and butter. "They'll be here shortly." Sam lay a hand on James' shoulder to reassure him while also finding the situation to be amusing. "I didn't expect that I'd be this hungry," James laughed, admitting that his behavior wasn't typical. "But can you blame me, considering how good all this stuff is?" Peter raised the cup in support of James's words. "Agreed. This meal will likely be one of the most memorable ones that I think about, even after we all increase our levels to much higher heights." Even Naylor nodded his head in agreement, though he didn't add anything to the conversation. As if on cue, the doors to the room opened and the guild workers smoothly headed into the room, each one of them carrying a plate. James grinned upon seeing that there were more bowls filled to the brim with bread, in addition to the butter.